Welcome back, everyone, to the Life Signal Podcast. I'm Denver, and wow, today's episode, number 4, is going to be a deep one. It might just make you a little uncomfortable, but trust me, it's going to be in the best possible way. Our topic today is a bold statement, but one I think resonates with so many. Most people don't know who they are.
And I'm Lily, joining you as always. If you just heard that title and felt a little zing, like it directly attacked you, then congratulations, my friend. You're probably exactly who this episode is for. We've all been there, and honestly, a lot of us are probably still there in some capacity. And I'm Andy. You know, Lily's right. Because let's be brutally honest with ourselves. A significant chunk of our lives, we're just playing roles, aren't we? The good son or the good daughter, the successful one, the strong one, the always happy one. We put on these facades, these carefully constructed identities, but then, if we really sit with it, we're not always sure who's actually underneath all that performance.
Exactly, Andy. That's the core of it. I've been thinking about this a lot lately, and I came to a powerful realization. Most people don't actually live as themselves. They live as who they were told to be. It's almost like we're born, and before we even have a chance to figure ourselves out, society, family, culture, they've already handed us a script, a character brief.
Oh, absolutely, Denver. It's not malicious usually, right? It starts with family expectations. You're going to be a doctor, or you're so good at art, you should pursue that. Then you add in social media standards, the highlight reels telling us what success or happiness looks like. Culture dictates norms. And then, of course, there's trauma, big or small, that shapes how we perceive ourselves and the world. We literally inherit identities before we even get to choose one for ourselves. And then the really tricky part, Lily, is that we defend those inherited identities. We cling to them like they're the essence of us, like they're our very soul, even when, if we're truly honest, they're actually functioning more like gilded cages. We feel trapped, but we don't dare step out because it's who we are.
Cages. That's such a powerful word for it, Andy. How many people do you know who pretty much define themselves solely by their job title, or by their relationship status, or by some other external label they've acquired?
Or, and this is a big one, by their wounds. They carry their past pain as their identity, sometimes without even realizing it. I'm the person who went through X, and that becomes their primary narrative. Totally. Or by their achievements, always chasing the next big thing to validate their existence. Or, conversely, by their failures, letting one setback define their entire potential. It's a very binary way of seeing ourselves, isn't it? Success or failure, hero or victim.
But here's the unsettling part. If you were to strip all those things away, the job, the relationship, the labels, the wounds, the achievements, the failures, and just sit there, what's left? That's where the silence hits. And that, for many, is the truly scary part. That's the abyss they don't want to look into.
It's so true. And I think part of why identity is so lost, why that silence is so terrifying, is because we're simply never taught to ask the fundamental question, who am I? From the moment we're little, the focus is always external. We're taught to ask, how do I succeed? How do I get good grades? How do I get that promotion? How do I earn more? And how do I fit in? How do I make sure I'm liked? How do I not stand out too much, but also stand out just enough? It's a constant tightrope walk, isn't it? Always looking at what others are doing, what's expected.
Exactly. And how do I not get rejected? That fear of rejection, of being an outcast, it's so deeply ingrained. It drives so much of our behavior and choices, unconsciously molding us into versions of ourselves that we think are acceptable, rather than versions that are authentic.
So what happens is we become experts at survival. We become masters of adapting, conforming, achieving, pleasing, but we remain absolute novices at self-knowledge. We can navigate complex social situations, climb corporate ladders, build impressive lives, but we often have no clue who the person doing all that actually is, or what they truly want. That's why so many people feel this profound sense of emptiness, even when, from the outside, their life looks absolutely full. They've checked all the boxes. They have the career, the family, the house, the car, the hobbies. Everything society tells them should bring fulfillment is there, but inside, it's just hollow, like there's a missing piece and they can't quite put their finger on it.
They climbed the ladder, right? They worked so hard, made all the sacrifices, pushed through all the challenges. But when they got to the top, they realized the ladder was leaning against the wrong wall entirely. And that's a truly soul-crushing realization to come to after investing so much of yourself into something that ultimately doesn't serve your true self.
It really is. And often, these questions about identity, about who am I really, they don't just pop up out of the blue during a quiet Sunday afternoon. Usually, these identity questions, these profound moments of reckoning, they come when something breaks in our lives. Yeah, exactly. It's often a breakup that shatters your sense of self as part of a couple, or a loss, like a job, a loved one, or even a pet, that forces you to reevaluate everything. Burnout is a huge one, when your body and mind just give up on the endless pushing and performing. Or a significant failure that strips away your successful mask.
Or, and this is perhaps the most insidious, it's success that doesn't satisfy. You achieved the goal, you got the promotion, you hit the milestone, and instead of feeling elated or fulfilled, you feel nothing. Or worse, a deeper sense of dread or disillusionment, because you realize that thing you were chasing wasn't actually it for you.
Right. You reach a point where the old labels, the old ways of defining yourself, they just don't work anymore. They feel flimsy, like a costume that no longer fits. The identity you meticulously built or had built for you starts to crumble. And that can be terrifying because for so long, that's been your anchor. And that's when the really uncomfortable question becomes inescapable. If I'm not this, if I'm not that, then who am I? It's a moment of profound vulnerability, isn't it? It's standing at a crossroads without a map.
It truly is. And at that crossroads, people generally go one of two ways. They either numb themselves, they dive into distractions, addictions, anything to avoid that terrifying void. Or, and this is where the real work begins, they finally meet themselves. They choose to sit in that discomfort and explore who's truly there.
I think the truth is, Denver, that most people are actually afraid to sit with themselves in silence. We've become so conditioned to constant noise, constant stimulation, constant external validation. The idea of just being alone with your own thoughts and feelings, without a phone, without a TV, without a friend to chat with, it's genuinely scary for a lot of us. Because in that silence, masks fall, don't they? All those roles we've been playing, all those personas we've perfected, they just start to dissolve when there's no audience, no external pressure to maintain them, and what's underneath can be confronting.
Exactly. You might finally meet parts of you that were ignored for years, wounded aspects that were tucked away because they weren't acceptable, or parts that were simply never allowed to exist because they didn't fit the mold. It's like opening up a dusty attic in your soul.
But, and this is the crucial but, you also meet your real desires, your authentic values, the things that truly light you up. You start to hear your true calling, not the one prescribed to you. It's not just confronting, it's also incredibly liberating. Your real voice, too. Not the voice that parrots what others want to hear, but the one that speaks from your deepest truth. The one that knows what you believe, what you stand for, and what you absolutely won't tolerate. It's a powerful moment when you start to hear that voice again, or maybe for the first time.
So for anyone listening who feels that stirring, that recognition of maybe not truly knowing themselves, how do you even begin this journey? It can feel overwhelming. Like, where do you start unraveling a lifetime of conditioning?
I think the first step, Denver, is deceptively simple. Ask better questions. Stop asking, what do people expect from me? And start genuinely asking, what makes me feel alive? What activities, what conversations, what ideas, what people truly energize me and make me feel vibrant? And shift from who should I be to who am I when no one is watching? What do you truly enjoy when there's no performance, no audience, no one to impress? What are your secret passions, your quiet joys, your unvarnished thoughts? That's where the real you starts to peek through.
and be brutally, compassionately honest with yourself about what hurts you, what excites you, what genuinely drains your energy, and what truly fills your cup. It requires a lot of self-observation, doesn't it? Just noticing how you react to different situations and people.
Absolutely. Your reactions are clues. Your longings are clues. Your pain is a clue. Everything you experience, everything you feel, is a piece of the puzzle. It's not about analyzing it to death, but simply noticing it, accepting it, and allowing it to guide you towards deeper understanding. It's a continuous process of self-discovery, not a one-time revelation.
Ultimately, most people don't know who they are because, frankly, no one ever taught them how to look. We weren't given the tools or the permission to explore our inner landscapes. We were just pointed outwards, towards what we should be doing.
But the moment you start asking those questions, the moment you decide to embark on that inner journey, you're already ahead of the crowd. You're already doing something deeply courageous and profoundly important for your own well-being.
Because identity isn't something you invent or fabricate. It's something you uncover. It's always been there, beneath the layers of expectation and conditioning, just waiting for you to find it. It's like an archaeological dig of your soul.
And it takes courage, truly. Courage to face what you might find, courage to let go of what no longer serves you, and courage to embrace the authentic you, even if that person doesn't fit neatly into the boxes others have built.
Because once you truly start to know who you are, once you feel that deep resonance with your authentic self,
you can no longer live as who you're not. The discomfort of inauthenticity becomes too great to bear.
And that, my friends, that's where real life truly begins.
Thank you so much for joining us for this incredibly vital conversation on the Life Signal podcast. We hope it sparked something within you.
Absolutely. It's been a privilege sharing this space with you. Remember to keep asking those deep questions, keep exploring, and we'll be back soon with another exciting episode. Until then, take care and be well.